Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and we're back with another Mac Miller Monday. And today we're going to be reacting to Stoned from Balloonerism. I've been really enjoying checking out Balloonerism. I hope you guys have been as well, which brings me to my next point. It doesn't seem like we're getting a whole lot of interest in the Balloonerism videos. So, those of you that are watching, if you're really enjoying it, let me know in the comments. Let me know that you want to see more of it. I love it. Y'all know I'm a big Mac fan, so show some love if you want to see more Mac on the channel. But without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what Stoned is all about. Let's see what Mac Miller has to say. Let's get it.
Yeah, yeah. Breaks down the pain. Yeah. She breaks down the pain.
All right. Nice intro. Very spacious, nice and wide. Again, balloonerism really captures this like atmospheric type of feeling kind of throughout all the tracks, at least that I've heard so far. Stoned being the most recent one, at least the first couple seconds at least. But great beginning, like the guitar kind of coming in as a lead over top. Mac's voice is still kind of pulled into the back. And once again, like the videos on this are just crazy. They're so simple. They got a little bit of the lyrics in them, the using of these like collage type cutouts and everything. It works really well. Let's see where it goes.
Breaks down the pain. Yeah. She breaks down the pain. She grows up the weed. She far from a saint. She's all that I need. She lost in her thoughts, so hardly she speaks. Her mind's always dirty and her soul's never free. She never been
Beautiful. Great beginning right there. There's a lot going on in this. She breaks down the pain. She rolls up the weed, playing off of like people say, break up the weed. Far from a saint, she's all that I need. It's cool kind of seeing like the maybe like the opposing or sometimes like the contradiction of like sometimes the people that you want to have around you the most maybe ain't the best people to put around yourself. Sometimes you just go into something knowing you making a mistake, but you got to do it anyway. Um Really nice beginning here. Love the wordplay with breaking down the pain and the weed. That's great. Let's see where it goes from here. And also some great reverb. It feels like we're getting just a very slight delay, a little bit of echo coming in here and there, but it's super faint.
Her mind's always dirty and her soul's never free. She never been a groupie. She just in love with the music. She watched depressing movies. Something from the 30s or the 40s about a dependent housewife. She makes up her bed like she makes up her stories.
Movies from the 30s or 40s, something about a dependent housewife. That's a funny ass line, man. That's wacky. So it seems like, I don't know, Mac might be equating like being with this woman, whoever it is, to being stoned, almost like being with her makes him high. Maybe something along those lines. We've seen sentiment like that before in other artists, maybe in other tracks of Max as well. Or maybe it's kind of a more literal, like, she's this girl, she makes me feel this way, and also we just be smoking up and getting stoned together. Who knows? Let's take a little bit deeper of a dive.
Something from the 30s or the 40s about a dependent housewife. She makes up her bed like she makes up her stories. Awake through the night, then she high from the morning. I wish she could feel me. She never felt nothing. Knock on her door. She let me come in. I wish she would like to have isolation. She locking the bathroom door.
Ooh.
Baby, let's get stoned.
Yo, great use of the knocking as like a Foley sound, but then also making it into an actual musical part of the track with the rhythm when it kind of bum, 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 kind of like a kick, which for those of you who don't actually make music, something that might surprise you is using doors as drum sounds is actually fairly common. It you can the way you can alter sounds and manipulate them and get them to do different things once you have the samples and a sample player. It's really interesting what you can make things sound like if you speed it up or slow it down. And in that term, I mean changing the pitch of it. But yeah, really nice touch there. Talking about she's locked in the bathroom, and then having like a more regular knock, and then having it become a more musical part of the track, a really cohesive feeling there. The transition to the more like singing type delivery almost feels like a hook type of section. We'll see if it repeats. How many times have y'all heard me say that? Probably too many. But really nice beginning. Very wide, very open, kind of vulnerable, but there's also like kind of like a layer of separation almost.
Bathroom door. Baby, let's get stoned. Put on a record. Can I play you one more song? We can get stoned. I swear to God, heaven feels just like home. Let's go home. Yeah. In the water,
Yeah.
it's shallow like the light.
And again, some of those really haunting lines. Heaven feels just like home. Let's go home. Of course, we gotta say it. Rest in peace to Mac Miller, man. It's crazy to hear these things, and it almost feels like he had this like knowledge of what his fate might be, some underlying feeling, a hunch, or something like that, you know. But just very interesting vibes, man. Kind of dark almost, but there's like some lightness. There's some lightness. There's a light coming through it slightly as well. And obviously it's definitely about them getting stoned together. You know, he says it straight out for us, but I think there is something too to the you know, how she makes him feel or how they make each other feel even.
Let's go home. Yeah. In the water, it's shallow like the lies that she tells. Can run from your shadow, can't hide from yourself. She hates that she cries when she's all by herself, and she's always all by herself. She hardly talks in conversation.
I really like the bar can't run from your shadow, can't hide from yourself, where it kind of seems like he's talking about somewhat like the duality of people, right? You know, we all have those parts of us that we're not the biggest fans of, you know, whatever it might be. So, you know, the good and the evil, the devil and the angel on the shoulder, however you want to look at it. Um, I think we're getting into that a little bit here.
Always all by herself. She hardly talks in conversation. But when she do, all her words get lost in translation. No, she can't move. Cause she paralyzed in fear that she fantasized. The doctor tried to analyze, they cannot find anything that's wrong with her. Her parents never got along with her. I had to make the song for her. I wish she would learn to live.
Really nice transitions in this, super smooth. That last flow really starting to push, break through those bar lines. That works really well, kind of really amps up the energy where this track is more kind of like pulled back and relaxed for the most part. So it's nice to see, you know, we're getting that balance, that ebb and flow to the movement of the energy through the track, but it's still continually going forward, even if at some points in time it's not like pushing you aggressively, it's still pulling you along gently.
Make the song for her. I wish she would learn to live. Isolation, she locking the bathroom door. Baby, let's get stoned.
And I really love the instrument we got up in the top where it almost feels like it's like the main melody piece, but it's very faint and more like feeling based rather than like sound based where it's like right up in your face. Then we got that like guitar that kind of comes in and noodles here and there almost more as a counter melody. But it's like an interesting plucking where it's like thump 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 but then it's got this muffled quality to it. But then it also feels like there's some type of like delay on it because it's kind of like it like sustains, but it doesn't sustain as like a note hold. It more just kind of feels like the delay is repeating and close enough together that it creates like the illusion of sustain while also including the beginning attack of the note. And maybe at some point we'll get into ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, and release. And those are like the four parameters that really define the shape of a sound as far as like if you were trying to emulate what a guitar might sound like with a synthesizer or what a snare drum might sound like with a synthesizer or whatever it might be. All of those things are extremely realistic to do as long as you can get, your oscillators and everything set up correctly.
Baby, let's get stoned. Put on a record. Can I play you one more song? We can get stoned. I swear to God, heaven feels just like home. Let's go home. Baby, let's get stoned.
Beautiful. I love this ramp up right here. Kind of like a, bridge for the last half of the track. That background vocal with Mac just vocalizing. Amazing. Really sells that like this is bigger. This is badder. We're pushing towards that end point now.
Let's go home. Baby, let's get stoned. Put on a record. Can I play you one more song? We can get stoned. I swear to God, heaven feels just like home. Let's go home. I wish it would.
Yeah, some really wonderful panning going on those background vocals, especially that vocalizing that's coming at the turning points. The drum kit moving to four on the floor works so well. Really just creates that driving force, having that 1, 2, 3, 4 just pushing you through. It doesn't let you slow down, it doesn't let you stop. You just keep rolling. Really, really well done. It's interesting, man. Like listening to Balloonerism, like we've probably done like 160 some odd Mac Miller reactions at this point on the channel, maybe more. And it's truly beautiful music. Like I can't say Balloonerism is my favorite thing to listen to of his, is at least considering the tracks I've heard already. I think they're all fascinating. They're all beautiful. They all do something I wasn't expecting. And that's what's truly beautiful about them, man. They are more experimental. And as much as I love weirder and more experimental stuff, at the same time, it's much more comforting to listen to something familiar. And Mac is good at grounding experimental elements in the familiar. This track has a fairly familiar structure if you strip it down and simplify it. And there's nothing too crazy going on in the instrumental. Like, there's nothing so out of whack with this track, but like the whole flavor of balloonerism is just kind of pushing out of that envelope slightly, and some tracks take a step a little bit further than others. But once again, it's beautiful, it's cool, it's a completely different vibe than anything else I've heard from Mac. And it's wonderful to be able to enjoy more of his music even though he's gone. So let's keep it rolling.
I wish she would learn to live. Isolation, she locking the bathroom door. Baby, let's get stoned. Put on a record. Can I play you one more song? We can get stoned. I swear to God, heaven feels just like home. Let's go home.
Fascinating. wild, man. I mean, wonderful production, wonderful writing, just a really interesting track. And you can tell that there's a lot of deep, authentic emotion put into that. Just wild, man. I mean, at the end there, where everything kind of like goes a little disjointed for a second and the drums slow down, excuse me, and their pattern spaces apart, just really kind of, it almost like feels like the world's falling apart for a second after going through that whole track, and then all of a sudden this change and shift comes. But that was Stone from Mac Miller. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely did myself. If you want to see more Mac on the channel every single Monday, make sure y'all hit like, hit subscribe, leave those comments down below. Let me know that y'all are enjoying it. And I hope to see y'all again very soon. So much love to everybody in the No Shoes Gang, and I will see you all next time.